Hey guys, in this video I wanted to talk a little bit about Grim Dawn. It's an action RPG I've been playing for like 2 weeks, and I've pretty much completed the game. Well, I did complete it on Hardcore Ultimate, which is the highest difficulty on Hardcore, which was actually quite a challenge. It took me, 63, 64-ish hours to complete. I have like 130 hours on this game total, so I would say it's worth the money. So I would say this game's kind of, if you have no idea anything about it, between like D2 and PoE, maybe somewhere in between those two, but the only other thing I would definitely mention is I would say it's more of a single player game than anything else. If you are going to play it, I wouldn't treat it like a multiplayer, like a D3 or a PoE, kind of like servers and all that stuff. The multiplayer features seem kind of ghetto, but I'll talk a little bit about this character, and if you want to see the final boss fight, you can skip to that, or you can just use this as a guide. I'll leave that thing in the description, though, for the final boss man. So, I played a Battlemage, mostly Panetti's Devastation focused, soldier for some utility stuff, some buffs, passive juice, but mostly Arcanist skills are what I'm looking for, or plus skills, Aether damage, elemental damage, those kinds of things. Especially plus skills will scale up your damage the most. Try to get resistances where I can. It's pretty much impossible. Well, not impossible, but it takes too much effort to try and cap your resistances, so get them as high as you can, especially like your chaos, your bleeding, your vit poison for the final act. Pretty easy to cap out fire, cold, lightning, but everything else is pretty much a bitch. Mostly components and augments to try and get my resistances higher, and then from there some devotion resistances. I'll show you that in a second, but for the skills, full Panetti's, all maxed out all the way through. Devastation max. I'm using Star Pack max for CDR versus Reckless Power, which I used before. This CDR really helps with your Flash Freeze and your Mirror for survivability. There's like Frost Nova. You only need 1 point in it, CCs everything around you, and then Mirror is like your smoke screen from like the E3, makes you invincible for a couple seconds. Cycling those two with CDR is really nice. You get this top line, 1 point in each for a little bit of buff damage. 1 point in conversion for some CC reduction. Max out Mavens, it's like energy shield from D2, if you know what that is, except you lose a little bit of damage, but it's more than worth. 1 point in absolute zero, puts a little bit of slow on the monsters you CC. Max out inner focus for the spirit percentage mostly. Get some offensive juice, but I mostly avoided stacking offense. Stacking offense and crit didn't seem like it was worth it for my hardcore character. 1 point in Arcane Will, Nullification, Mental Alacrity, and Fabric of Reality. With plus skills, this makes each 1 point worth it. But Nullification regardless, you definitely want 1 point. It's basically a purge on yourself and or enemies. Like bleed effects, buffs on enemies, like they have their own fucking shields and shit they can put up, you can dispel that good stuff. It's actually pretty satisfying to play with all these things. You actually use everything. I'm using Haunt Relic, which gives you a debuff that you can put on enemies, makes them hit you less, and it decreases their resistance, so you actually do more damage. Kinda nice. I'm pretty active with this character. Blitz to move around really fast across the map. Very handy. Fighting Spirit maxes out damage percentage and offensive ability whenever you get hit. It's really, really good. Max out military conditioning to get my raw HP value up. 1 point decorated soldier. You really only need 1 point field command as well if you have any plus skills. Just the mileage from going like 10 to 25 points. I just wanted the extra stats because every single point up was like 100, close to 100 HP. It wasn't actually to go deeper in the tree to try and achieve something. I just wanted more HP. Devotions. This is like your most customization you can do in your character. There's a bunch of paths you can take. Mostly I focused on healing and HP, but I was able to balance out some nice damage procs as well. So I have Aether Fire with Panetti's, which is really nice for single target. Arcane Bomb on my Devastation puts the debuff, lowers the resistances and does some damage as well. It's pretty good. And then the thing that I felt was the most overpowered with my character was the combination of mostly the Tree of Life Healing Rain and the Behemoth's Giant's Blood. these two just heal for so much, and they have very short cooldowns to keep healing. Then if you do get bursted down to 40% or less, you get your turtle shell. It's kind of nice. 1-point scales just for this little HP buff is like an extra point I had, but ultimately I just wanted Healing Rain, Giant's Blood. I tried out Meteor. It's really nice single target. I've tried Elemental Storm. It's really good as well, but when I got to the final act, I ended up just going for the Chaos 20 and the Vit 20 here. Every single one of these points leading up to that point is well worth it. That's about everything for this character's setup. Did enjoy it quite a bit. Got about 130 hours, like I said, into this character, so definitely worth the time. I don't know if I'll revisit this game. I would like to see it be taken a little bit more seriously, but I don't really count on it. So if they do add servers or some kind of season league, that'd be sick. But maybe I'll revisit it sometime. But it was definitely worth at least one playthrough, I would say. So that's about it. Damage. Fire one. don't remember that fire part, but okay.